Do that face again, Scott, just so we can have it on record.
Smile.
There we go. There we go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Team Time. Mondays have been very, very busy the last couple of weeks because of Dr. A's call and then the Darren Hardy call and then Team Time right afterward. Who has seen both Darren Hardy videos now? Okay, today was kind of a kick in the teeth about how, I mean, all the different distractions that we have. And I don't know if any of you guys have seen my office. I put 2 screens here. That is just asking for distraction. But to be able to, and then plus having the phone here, and what do you guys feel like, just a little recap on that, what do you guys feel like is your biggest distraction?
Facebook.
Who said that?
Rain. Yeah, I think Facebook is huge. I mean, whether it is at home or at work, because, you know, I sit there with my people out on the floor and I can see all the other departments. And, you know, taking the fact that every time you get a distraction, it takes you about 23 minutes to get back into what you were doing before. To see everybody out there on the floor occasionally checking their Facebook, I just can imagine how much more productivity we would have. So actually, I sent that out to my group and in the entire Shared Services Center on the receivable side this morning about productivity and whatnot. So hoping them, you know, letting them know what that actually does and how much time it takes back in, and that we're trying to close the year out strong. And I got a couple people IM me back, and mostly the supervisors saying thank you. So that was kind of cool.
Good deal. Awesome. So as we I mean, feel like we're a Facebook surrounded group, how do we manage that? I mean, he said he spent what, 15 minutes every week on Facebook. Yeah. He hits millions of people. I think it's because he hires somebody else to do all of his Facebooking for him. But still, I mean, how much time do we waste while on Facebook?
Right.
And one of these days, what I would love to do is I would love to have somebody who's proficient at it just go through and show us how you do your 3, 3, and 3 and see how fast you can actually do it. Because I think you're probably looking at 10 minutes, 15 minutes max to do a 3, 3, and 3 at one setting anyways, and then come back 10 minutes or 4 hours later and check it. That doesn't mean we need to scroll all day long. And I know in our 3.5 years of being coaches, there's been debates in our marriage about how much time we spend on the phone. Am I alone, or is that through around other people? Because it does become a debate where all of a sudden you're like checking Facebook every 5 minutes, refreshing it, seeing if somebody's posted. Right now I've been checking to see if a guy, I'm trying to buy something from a guy, and so I check every 5 minutes to see if he wrote me back. And how much time is wasted spending that time refreshing. So just be vigilant about it. I know a lot of you guys here did a fast not too long ago, a little Facebook fast. And I hope that kind of let you see kind of the time that was spent on it. And just overall in general, my office, you guys see I'm in an office with a chair and everything. I'm going to leave my phone in my office, which is actually not even in my house. I still living in the trailer, but I'm going to leave my phone in here because it's such a distraction. I mean, I am the guy that wakes up in the middle of the night. If I wake up, I'll hit my phone and see how many messages I have and see whose order went through last night and all that kind of stuff. It's like, you know what? That's a loss of my life right there doing that. So anyways, just some thoughts. What do you guys do to safeguard yourself against overexposure on the media?
I want to say something.
Yeah.
So when I first started coaching, Hiram, something that you told me was that there's no emergency in health coaching. And I remember when I first started that I was always like, if my phone dinged because Messenger came on and a client wanted to know, or future potential client wanted more information, I felt like I had to respond right away, or else that client was going to be gone, you know? And so something that you taught me, I think directly, was it's okay for them to wait a little bit. It's okay to not respond right away. And that goes for our clients now. I think my biggest distraction isn't necessarily scrolling through Facebook. I don't do that very much. But what I do often is I'm always responding to messages or sending out messages, which is something we're supposed to do. I mean, we're supposed to reach out to people, but I feel like I don't schedule the time I should to do it. Instead, I just do it all day. And that's a big distraction from my family, you know, to be with my husband or to be fully present. The other day, Saturday, I actually forgot my phone at home, which was funny because that's that morning I saw that Darren Hardy video thing. And so I had accidentally left my phone at home, and I went out with my family. We had like a family night, and it was so honestly sweet to be able to just spend time with my family and not look at my phone every 5 minutes. So it was a good kind of little lesson that I learned that day. Like, it was okay. I came back and I had some messages, but I returned them and everyone was fine. Nobody died. Like, there was no emergency. So I guess my 2 cents is to just schedule time to reach out to people. You don't have to do it every 5 minutes.
Yeah, if you let them know, hey, I check my messages at 10 o'clock and at 3 o'clock or whatever, and then one more time, like maybe say you check them. Because really, if you were to only use it at that time, you'd probably be way more productive. Get your messages, all 5 of them or 10 of them that you have at one time, have them done in 5 minutes, and then be done for 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours, rather than being such a tether to that. And then sometimes this business, it can gain you freedom, but in another sense, you just feel like you're tied to it. So you got to be really careful that you don't make yourself tied to it, and instead you enjoy it, you live life still, but you come back to it and do the business as you're supposed to, instead of burning $100 bills. And I love that analogy. My uncle told me that if you can burn $100 bills, you can buy a jet. So I would rather be flying in a jet because I'm rich enough to burn $100 bills than losing productivity because I too scatterbrained all over. So, all right, I just wanted to kind of hit on that for a minute and just kind of see, okay, holiday season is coming along well. We're just a few weeks left in the holiday, but the next 2 weeks is going to be a Christmas Eve and then a New Year's Eve. So there won't be any meetings for us and for Dr. A and for us. The boot camp is still going to go on the Saturdays, though. And then the Darren Hardy video will still be going on the Saturday thing, but she's not going to be replaying it on the Monday after. Maybe we can talk her into doing Wednesday or Thursday or something. But if you want to continue on those Darren Hardy videos, make sure that you're there on Saturday to be able to watch them. The boot camps have been really good. They've been, very informational. What have you guys been liking about the boot camps this last couple weeks? Yes.
Something. So I think just for me, it helps me to have that in my brain, and being more productive in general, just making sure that I have it on my mind, fresh in my mind. So that's what's helped me probably the most. Just that one more thing, to keep me thinking positively and making sure I'm doing everything I need to be doing. And then real quick, I want to touch back. There was an app for that, for your Facebook posts. I can't remember who told me this, but there's an app that you can actually set your posts up, right?
It
Maybe
used to be. Facebook has canceled them out.
No, but there's like another app that you can do that work it through Facebook, I guess. Anybody know?
There used to be several of them.
But they don't work anymore?
But Facebook has, go ahead if you know something different.
Well, no, you're right. There was like a few. Buffer was one of them, and it's no longer. But I heard through Instagram, you can still set them. And since Instagram posts to Facebook for you, there may be a loophole.
So, wasn't what in our little social media class that we had the other day, didn't she say don't post through Instagram onto Facebook?
Yeah, you can, but it's not the best way to do it all.
Yeah. So I'm going to just turn the rest of the time over to Heidi because she sounds so good. I'm just kidding. I totally can. She's got the sexy voice going on now. All right. So I liked it in Heidi's message going on. I get to kind of be a fly on the wall in there. And she's like, who's coming on? And a lot of people are like, man, I just need a pick me up. I'll be there because I need that kick in the butt for the week. So with these next 2 weeks gone for team time, make sure that you're coming to boot camp just for that pick me up, because again, we keep telling you over and over and over again, January is the time to be January, February, March, April, and actually up to July or June, I mean, usually is months that you will you could double or triple your business easily in those months if you stay connected right now. So I would make sure that you don't slack off during holiday season. Make sure that you're still posting. Make sure you get some good transformation pictures in there of yourself mainly, because that's where I can put out pictures of somebody else, but if I go put a picture of myself, that's when people respond. So like we talked last week with Tanya, that you know what, anywhere right now, even though I've gained weight in the last couple of months, I can still put out a picture from my start weight to right now because I'm still down weight. I'm down 40 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever it is. Okay. I'm down 5 pounds or 8 pounds this week. So, so anyways, you guys, a lot of you have seen my posts on how I still need accountability, and that's why I'm a coach. I was hoping to get a little bit more interaction from non-coaches on that post, but you know what? You guys are amazing because you guys are the ones that kept calling me up, and I was like, oh, Fred, I had no chance of being bad because I had 16 people calling me every single day saying, hey, how are you doing? So what are some of the ways that you guys are expanding your friends and opening up the program to other people right now? I want to hear from the group instead of just giving you ideas. Chrissy, I can tell you're wanting to say something.
I'll share what I decided to do this month.
Please.
It's slightly been insane for me, but I was talking to Heidi about some of my weaknesses in my business, specifically in following up. So I made a list of 100 people and determined that I was going to start conversations, not even necessarily about Optavia, but all of these people have reached out or like I've chatted with briefly about program in some way, shape, or form. So I made a list of 100 people and contacted 10 of them a day. So I followed up with 100 people in the first 10 days of the month. And currently I have 4 more health assessments, and I've already had 3, and I have 6 people that are like, just reach out at the beginning of the year. So like I've talked to 100 people in the past while taking my finals and preparing for the end of school and like doing all of this crazy stuff, when I used to have an excuse for like, oh, I'm super busy. Oh, I have school. Oh, I have all of these things. I used to have a bunch of excuses for not doing it. And now I realize like it doesn't take that long. And if you are intentional about just building relationships with people, they'll come around. So I don't know when they'll all come around, but they will.
Well, let's give you a whoop whoop real quick. Whoop whoop! Because that is awesome. And the one thing that I love about that, and it's the one that like the very first thing that we really all should do, and every brand new coach should do, is write that list. And it doesn't have to be a list of all your fat friends. Okay? It just needs to be a list that you go off of. Because if you don't, again, it's part of that map. If you don't have that map going, you're going to wander all over the place and you're going to be a ping pong ball all over the place. Heidi.
I was going to say something, but I forgot. Hang on. Oh, Hiram, you need a carpet because you're echoing when you talk.
I am down to pretty much bare walls in here, so yes, I will do something.
We can tell. Okay, sorry. Hey, Hiram, do you want me to share some stuff on social media? I mean, do you want Minnie Mouse to share?
If you can speak long enough to do that, that would be great. I'd love to hear. Let's get one more idea of what somebody else is doing real quick. What's somebody else doing? Chrissy, that's amazing. I love it. Okay, so what is somebody else doing? One more idea, and then we'll let Heidi, Minnie Mouse take over. Beth.
Okay, so I noticed that some people in our group in Nothing to Lose were, just telling their friends on their page, hey, look, I belong to this private group with health things, and if you'd like to be added, I'd like to do that. So I thought that's a great idea, so I did that. Well, I've had about 15 people say, please add me, please add me. So I've added all these people to our page. And I've already had 2 of those people send me private messages saying, hey, can I get more information about this? So that in itself has been a good thing. And I think that those other people that now are going to be seeing a lot more will probably come around too.
Last year we had a little competition in our page. And maybe that's something we're in 2 different pages now, a lot of us, but maybe it's something that we should do again, because for one, that just started, that was a kind of a little friendly competition, but people were adding 10, 15, 20, 100 people a week to the page. And what that's going to do, it's only going to, get more people in that page. And the people that post in those pages are usually the people having success. So it's only going to get the value out there, the visibility out there. So what do you guys think? Are you guys up for that? Would that be something you guys would like to do? And do you know what I'm talking about?
Not now, since I added all my people.
What do you mean? There's no other people in your friends list that could be added?
Well, not that's expressed an interest so far.
So you guys talked that over, but that's something that was fun to do last year, and it was fun for me to give prizes to people to do it too. So
yeah, I won the prize.
like every week you won the prize.
Well, you did one to add like friends to our friends on Facebook.
I did that one also, yeah.
Yeah, and that I remember Heidi won that one. I think she added like 2,000 friends.
So I have a coach in my organization right now who started as a coach with 200 friends, and this has only been like 3-4 months ago, and she has over 4,000 friends now. So
you did more than
possible. I told her. Autumn came back from convention, and she's like, what's this Facebook jail? And Autumn's been in Facebook jail quite a bit, but that also shows why she's being successful too. So anyways, all right, Heidi, hit us on the last few minutes of some social media tips.
Let me see what I can share in 5 minutes.
What did you just say?
How many of you have used Facebook Stories yet? like when you do a post and you say add to your story, how many of you have done not a post on your Facebook page, but just a story? Like you're just going in and creating a story post. Does that make sense? Okay. You can create a post that doesn't go in your newsfeed and is strictly just for your Facebook stories. When you post into stories, in our social media training class, she said posting there is the gateway to create relationships, because when somebody responds to a story message, it goes straight into Messenger. So you can talk to them. You automatically start a message with them, a private chat, right? And then when you post in story and not in your newsfeed, it doesn't go against your algorithms. Facebook's not tracking that, so you can post as many as you want without playing with what you have going on in your newsfeed. Does that make sense? And then she said that the messages that start in Messenger from your stories have a 70% conversion rate, meaning in her business, 70% of them became clients. So if that follows true in our business, we would see a same kind of effect. And then they're quicker and easier to read, which is kind of where the younger generation is going, which is very similar to the Instagram thing, where you post, they post in the stories there too. And that's, Facebook owns Instagram and Facebook. So that's why they have that similar thing going on. A couple of tips that were given that'll benefit you is that in Facebook, when you make a post and people, this is my sign language coming out, you see that? When you make a post and people start responding and you get like a thread running, don't respond to them all at once. Like you'll go in and be like, oh, thank you so much, or you're so nice to say that, or I'll message you, whatever. Don't go in and respond to them all at once. Respond to one or two. Facebook refreshes every 90 seconds. So go in 20 minutes later, half an hour, 2 hours later, and respond to another couple. Just nurture the post. And then, a little bit later, then go respond to another one or two. That'll pop it back in the feed every time you start that again. If you respond to them all, it's going to drop out of the news feed until you get another one and respond again. Does that make sense? So you can do just a few and go back and do a few more, okay? Also, if you're doing a post, it's a transformation story or whatever, the suggestion was to make it more adult-like, meaning no emojis. Limit your post to 2 emojis, including exclamation marks and those kind of things, like check marks. Those count as emojis. Limit it to 2. And be big kids, not little kids. And then December, December can be a slower month, we've heard. But in my opinion, it's only slower if in your mind it's going to be slower. I also heard that November was a slow month, but I brought on 5 clients last month, at least 5. And I think, hey, I didn't do that in October. November was faster for me in October. And last year, December, I did bring on 18 clients that month. This month, I can do the same thing, and they incentivize us really well to do it this month. So this is like your month to grab 5 or 10, right? Or 20. So those were just a few little tips. I'm going to share one more thing that they talked about at Intentionality Summit. And again, it was talked about in our social media class, and that was talked about becoming a person of interest, POI. So if you guys don't mind doing this thing with me for a second, just think in your mind. Can you hear me? Think in your mind who you would follow on social media. Who is somebody you like to watch their posts or follow? And then I'm actually give you a second to get someone in your mind who you like to see their stuff. And what do they look like to you? What intrigues you about them? Is it that they're posting pictures of their kids and you think they're cute? Is it that they have some kind of story about them that's their life that you like to know about? Maybe they're a busy mom or a busy dad like you, and that you can relate. What is it about that person that intrigues you and you follow them for? A person of interest is somebody that people follow because they're interesting. Are you interesting? What will people relate to about you? if you're doing 3 posts a day, are they just things you found that you're dropping in there to make sure you get a post? Or does it have really something to do with you and your heart? What does it mean to you? Is it, when you post it, is it about you? Like, does it relate to you? People say, oh, I know why she posted that. She has special needs kids. Or, oh, I know why he posted that, because he likes football. You know, whatever it might be, make sure your posts directly relate to you and they're not just random thrown in the air. I don't think our team's known for that, but I see that sometimes. You know, people just like, oh, I need to do a post. Let me drop this one. Okay. Make sure that it is relating to you as a person of interest. And that if you know who you'd follow, make sure you're followable. Would someone want to follow you on Facebook? Like, are you adding value to their day? When you post something, is it something that affects people? Because that's what's going to bring people to follow you. Now, we are not in competition with each other. So take from and borrow, yes, but make sure it relates to you. And then make sure you get the mindset, become a mindset of what you're sharing. You know, like there's 5 things we like to share about. You can take notes on this. You ready? If you're going to post, make sure it's educational or motivational or interactive, or I'm using the word problem solver, but that means like something you're posting to gather people's opinions, or maybe it's a puzzle they play, or like you're like, which dress should I wear for this event, where they're helping you solve a problem. Okay, problem solver, or just something where you're being human. Okay, those 5 things, but not too much of any of them. Not too much of being human. You don't want all your kids and all your problems out there. Not too much of educational. You should drink your water. You should eat 6 times a day. You should join my business. Nothing like that. You know, it's not preaching, it's educating. Motivational. Gosh, don't tell me all about every spiritual thought you ever had. Just, you know, you see what I mean? So not too much about any. You got that? Okay. So don't overdo any of those. And then that's really all our time. I'll stop on my notes there, but with this one last thought, and that was that Tuesday is the prime day for health posts, and Sunday is the prime day for people considering business opportunities. I think it's because they just finished their weekend and are thinking about going back to work the next day, so they're looking for opportunities to not have to go back to work. And I think the same reason Tuesday is a good day to post about health, because people decide they're gonna start again fresh on Monday and they fail. So they're looking at Tuesday, like, what you got to offer me, because I screwed up, you know? So there's just kind of like a thing about posting on those days. Not, if you want to know more about that, we can go into it later, but those are kind of my notes about taking care of your social media in a new way, in a new light. And I hope that was adding value to this team time.
It's perfect, because we just need to be able to continue to bring on. And you're not going to bring a lot of people on if you're just a robot, just throwing stuff out there. So exactly. So we're 1 minute over. Heidi, you had one announcement you wanted to say about your party.
Oh, Dave and I are going to California this weekend. We have a party there on Saturday. If you're in California, join us for our party. And if you don't know about it and you're going to be in California, message me. I'll give you information. We'd love to see everyone there. Who's going to California just for our party?
And if anyone wants to come to Florida, we'll party here too.
Okay, we'll do Florida. We're all coming for convention, yo.
Let's party. Let's party for convention.
Are you gonna set it up good so that we can have a team time at your house?
That would be awesome. I got to get my house done first.
Okay, giving you a deadline.
Snap, snap. All right, guys. Great to see you all. Love you all. Have a Merry Christmas if we don't get to see you at boot camp. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Love you all. We'll talk to you later.
Love you. Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.